So did you all receive a page with this printout, everybody? Did I? Did not receive? Just lift your hand if you haven't received. Did I? Can you go and give it to me? So these are called invocation prayers, prayers that we recite before we discuss any spiritual subjects. Om Jnantimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshuromilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadankitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Dalita Shri Vishakambhitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me a little louder. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamalihi Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Gau Brahmana Hitaya cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Om Vishnupadaya कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरियत्कृपहतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष सभ्याभ्यन्तरं सुचे श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु So, welcome all, Hare Krishna, to all the families who have come again. And how many of you are coming here for the first time today? I know Mataji is coming the first time. Yes, okay, around 6-7 of you. So anyway, last week we started a little late. Unfortunately, today also we're starting a little late. I humbly request everybody to please try to come on time so that we can, finish on time also, and we can go as per the schedule. Because there are these 12 sessions, and I want to finish them in 12 weeks. Because after that, then we can get into in-depth study of Bhagavad Gita. And each of the sessions has a chapter has a syllabus, so it has a syllabus. I have to finish that. Then only it's complete. And if I go fast, you'll not be able to understand if I go too fast, right? So I try to go as slow as I can, and I try to keep it as interactive as I can. Goal here is I'm not just a speaker. There is another mic here. We all can talk, right? So just lift your hand and speak whatever question you have, or any reflection you have, any thought you have, you can very much discuss, right? As you can see, a quick recap. I'll not take much time. Maybe 10 minutes will finish, 10 to 15 minutes will finish what we did last week. And I'm very happy for the enthusiastic participation in the daily quiz. Is the quiz okay? Question, is it helping you recap with what you have heard? Yeah. And the reason I'm recording these sessions is not because I want one more video in the YouTube. These sessions I've done like many times. There are many recordings. The only reason I record is if you want to recap again what you've heard during the week, you can really go and recap, right? And that's the main purpose of recording this. And any personal details of where you live, which flat and all is not needed. So I've deleted that from the last video. I felt, like during introduction, most of you spoke, and that's not needed. So, but we can, whatever we discuss, the questions now can be, heard again whenever you want to. Is that okay? Yeah, great. So, these 12 sessions are as per Vedanta Sutra. How many of you have heard a word called Vedanta Sutra? Vedanta Sutra, anytime. Yeah, you heard? Yeah. So we all are coming from India. So, most of us understand both these words also. Vedanta Sutra. Try. What is the meaning of the word Veda? Anybody can guess? Knowledge. Veda means knowledge. There is no other definition to that. Veda means knowledge. And actually, Veda also means knowledge that we can learn. Knowledge that we cannot learn is not Veda. Knowledge that we can learn is Veda. Anta. Anta means what? End. Isn't it? Veda Anta. Sutra, meaning single statements, summary statements, you can say. In one sutra, you're telling everything, right? That statement means a lot. And below that statement, there is a big explanation. There are Puranas, Samhitas, so much explanation for that one statement. Say somebody says, I am God. That's one statement, right? But how you are God, how you can be God, why only you are God, how can you do that? These are all explanations, right? Like that. So at the end of the Vedas, after reading all the Vedas, who wrote all the Vedas down? Vyasdev. There is a rishi called Vyasdev, which we all know. He is a Shaktiyavesha avatar, meaning there are many types of avatars. When God comes to the planet, he comes in many avatars. Types of avatars are also there. Guna avatars, Yuga avatars, like that. Dasha avatars, we know only. But Dasha avatars are not the only avatars. There are many avatars. One of the avatars is called Shaktiyavesha avatar, where he is not God, but he gives his special blessings to a certain person. And he can do what an ordinary person cannot do. This no ordinary person has done it. Okay. Yeah. So basically, some individuals, when they come on the planet, they can do things that normal people cannot do. Can you name such any such people? Hanumanji? Yes, ordinary people cannot do. Let's go a little more current. The last 500-600 years or 1000 years. Ramanujacharya, right? An individual who could translate the entire Bhagavad Gita and reveal institution of Sampradaya. Have you heard of Ramanuja? There is a big statue of equality, right? Yes. Madhvacharya in Udupi, Udupi temple, they worship of Madhvacharya. And there is Shankaracharya. Have you heard Shankaracharya? Yes, very important person. He came and he smashed, atheism out of the country, right? Within few years. And have you heard of Guru Nanak? He is also an empowered person. Not everybody can do what he has done, right? And so is even Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, who went and established 108 temples within 10 years at the age of 70. At the age of 70, we all want to relax in our house. But at the age of 70, he traveled without any money. He traveled to outside countries and he literally made so many foreigners into pure Vaishnavas. I don't know if you have seen ISKCON devotees outside India. How many have seen here? Anybody? Yeah, I was shocked to see myself. My God, I felt he is a better follower of Sanatana Dharma than me. The way they are practicing. So, basically, Veda Vyas is a Shaktyavesh avatar, meaning what he could do, nobody else can do. What he did is Vedas are revealed through Smriti and Shruti. Smriti means through remembrance, directly through a heart. And Shruti means remembrance, directly to the heart. Smriti means when you write it down. Both are revealed by God only. So, when Vedavyas, there are so many Rishimunis who have been revealed the Vedas, and what Vedavyas did is he did the job of writing it down. So, he's the compiler of the Vedas, right? Vedavyas is the compiler of the Vedas. So then, when this job was supposed to be done before the Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga is where we are right now. We are like 5,132 years, something like that, in Kali Yuga right now. So many years have passed. So before the beginning of Kali Yuga, all the devatas were discussing that this Vedas knowledge is going to go away because in Kali Yuga people will not be that much interested in. There is a feature for each Yuga. We'll discuss that next week. Don't miss that. Okay? I'll explain what is this Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. Why is it called Kali Yuga? All that I'll explain. But in the age of Kali Yuga, people's remembrance will go down very easily. As the years pass by, people can't remember too many things, right? My mother could remembers at least 25 phone numbers. My mother, she doesn't use the context. Taka taka taka, she dials. But I can remember, or maybe I remember, I think 10 phone numbers maximum, right? And as the day is progressing, one day we lose our phones, we become orphans. Right? We don't know who our father is, how to call them, right? So that is the nature of Kali Yuga. We keep forgetting. So Veda Vyas, what he did. So Devatas realized that the Vedas have to be written down now because they can't be remembered. So that time this Herculean task had to be taken up by somebody. And that time Vedavyas came forward and said, I will do it. So he was given the task of writing down the Vedas. Okay. Yeah. So when he told that he is going to do the task of writing down the Vedas, now he is going to remember the Vedas and tell somebody has to write. Right? So he asked the Devatas that I need some assistance in writing down the Vedas. So he asked one of the Devatas to come and write down the Vedas. So one of the Devatas opted saying that I will do the task. Does anyone know who is that? Ganesh, right? So Ganesh came and told, I am going to write down the Vedas. But he told, I'll do it only on two conditions. Only on one condition I'll do. So what is the condition? He said, I'm going to write down only if you don't stop telling it continuously. If you stop in between, then I'll immediately stop writing. That's it. Because I don't want to, do time pass. I've come here for a service and I have to finish writing it and go. So Vedavyas was thinking, come on, breaks are needed, right? We all need break in between. Vedavyas also needs a break. It's not nature's call, at least thoda prashadam ke liye break chahiye. So then Vedavyas told, okay, so that's okay, but I'm also putting one condition. You can write the Vedas, but on one condition. He said, what? He said, until you understand what I have told, you're not going to write it down. Okay? So Vedavyas, what he did, it's a hilarious thing, just for fun, Devatas do this. It's not really like that. But what he did is, whenever he wants to take a break, he would put a complicated verse there. So Ganesh will be thinking, what did he mean by saying this? Until he understands, he took a break. Right, like that. And it also means that everything that was written in Vedas was agreed by Ganesh. Isn't it? Because if you would have not understood, he would not have written. And he would not have written if you would not have liked it. Right? So whatever is there in Bhagavad Gita or all the Vedas is agreed by all the Devatas. No Devata can come and tell, I don't agree with this Upanishad or this Purana or this statement. There is no question like that. Everybody categorically agrees to what is written in the Vedas. Right? So even now, if you go to Badrik Ashram, anybody who has gone to a Chardham Yatra here? Badrik Ashram? Yeah, it's good. So have you gone to the border of India, Indian border there? In Badrik Ashram, actually you go to almost the border. And there are two gufas there. Have you seen that gufas? Okay, next time you go, you should do that. So there is this origin of Saraswati River. It just starts, Saraswati River just starts there. And the amazing part is, Saraswati River goes from here to the main gate, that's all. So the whole, it's like huge Saraswati River is coming out of the mountain and suddenly it disappears there. It just underneath the ground it goes. And then where does it come out? It comes out in Prayag. It comes out in Prayag. There you see Saraswati again. It's mystical actually. It goes under the ground. So there in that border where Saraswati River is there are two temples. Two dens actually. So one is like maybe near block 1 is one gufa, and where I'm sitting right now is another gufa. So this is Ganesh gufa, that is Vyas gufa. So that is where Vedavyas sat down and he was telling the Vedas, and Ganesh was sitting a little distant and was writing the Vedas. Even now it is there. We should visit that place. So Vedavyas, he wrote down all the Vedas. And he compiled all the Vedas. Ganesh wrote all the Vedas, and then he left. And before, after writing down all the Vedas, then Vyasa felt that I should write a summary to this. I've written everything. Right? Let me write a summary to this. So he wrote a summary in the form of Vedanta Sutras. That is called Vedanta Sutras, like a summary of the entire Vedas in one statement. Like Janmadhyasya Taha, this is the first Vedanta Sutra. The cause of all causes, right? Like that it means. Like 1 sutra is there. Then after writing all these sutras, then he felt that will people in Kali Yuga have the intelligence to understand this? Then again he wrote something called a Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll discuss that some other time, right? Which was a commentary of each one of the Vedanta sutras. Now what you are going to see here is the sequence of Vedanta sutras only. How Vedanta Sutras were written down is the exact sequence in which these 12 topics are. So it's not something that I have created. That I like this topic, I have written it down. Right? Anandamaya Bhasyat is the first Vedanta Sutra. Is to find happiness. As you can see, the first one in search of happiness. That is where we started. right? And then we go to, who is the cause of Atato Brahma Jignasa is a Vedanta Sutra. That is the second one. Does God exist? Right? So like that, according to Vedanta Sutra, we put all the topics, and this course was created by a wonderful person named His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu. He's a doctor and he lives in Bombay. And around in late 80s or early 90s, he compiled this course. And I personally attended this course in 90s, early 2000s when I was in US. At the time, I attended this course and I was thoroughly convinced the way it was put down so that we can understand today. See, Vedas cannot be understood easily by everybody because you need some teacher to guide you, especially with examples of today's day and time. Otherwise, it's difficult. So this course is designed in such a way that by the time you come to the 12th course, you would have finished automatically 40% of Gita. It's already done. But your consciousness will be ready to understand Bhagavad Gita. Without going through this course, if I directly start Bhagavad Gita now, you may not understand why Krishna is telling something. Right? When we go through this, like last week also I told what each of the topic means. So the first one, I'm just reading it out, is Search of Happiness, which we'll finish today. We finished it halfway through. Second one is Does God exist? Right? Is God a creation of human mind? Why to believe in scriptures? We can ask that question. What are the three modes of mental nature? Why people are different? You'll understand in that. Who is a guru? Why do I need one? Who am I? What is my real nature? What is death and what happens after death is explained. And destiny, free will, and God's mercy. Different, tangents. We're going to understand. Do we all have a destiny? And if we have a destiny, then what is the meaning of free will? We will discuss on length. That's actually my favorite topic in the 8th one. And 9th one, why do bad things happen to good people? Right? All of you are good people here, so I'm sure some bad things are happening sometimes. Right? So why are they happening like that? Or you can also ask why good things are happening to bad people. Right? That question also will be answered. And next, religion on trial, one God or many gods? Are we talking one God or many gods? Do we worship? Actually, do Hindus worship many gods? In Sanatana Dharma, are there many gods or is there only one God? We'll get understanding from Vedas, right? And what is yoga? As I said, is it like mats and tight pants or is it something more than that? Are there different types of yogas? Or what is karma yoga, jnana yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga? Are these all different types of yogas or they're one only? How are they related? We'll understand there. And the last one, how to practically apply what we've learned here in Bhagavad Gita, right? In our current life, wherever we're working, wherever we are living, how to apply. We'll discuss that. So last week we discussed, quickly what everybody is searching for, right? I'm not going to repeat that. Maybe some of you can answer. Do you want to answer what you're searching for? What everybody is searching for? Happiness, right? We're all searching for happiness. So we discussed that, right? We're looking for pleasure. Everybody is searching. A spider also is going on the wall to find something to eat. Because when it eats, it finds that happiness, isn't it? Yeah. So we all derive that happiness through 4 activities. Can you tell me what are those 4 activities? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam. Ahara means food. Who doesn't like eating here? Tell me. Huh? Everybody likes to eat. Everybody likes to enjoy. Yeah, eating. Sleeping. Everybody likes to sleep. Don't disturb my sleep. You've always heard that, right? Have you heard of anyone saying, please come and disturb me when I'm sleeping? No, right? And if you're disturbed when you're sleeping, you'll become like that cobra. Like, don't disturb me when you're sleeping, right? That's how you become very angry. Don't want to be disturbed. Because you enjoy sleeping. Sleeping is a very enjoyable activity. Right? Third, defending. Defending means taking care of your dependents. Is that a happy activity? Yes. When you buy a gift for your wife, are you feeling happy? Yes. Everybody is silent. Yes, when you buy something for your children, you feel nice, isn't it? You buy a chocolate, you buy a toy, you feel nice. And when you admit them in a good school, do you feel happy? Yes, right? So when you bought a nice home in my own Krishe for your children, do you feel happy? Yes. So we do all these activities, we defend our families, and we feel happiness out of it, right? And the 4th activity is procreating children or sex life. This is also a natural activity which everybody feels happy to perform, right? They have children. And then we discussed last week that These four activities even animals do, right? Even animals do. And on length, I think we discussed, are animals better than us in each of these areas? So how many are convinced that animals are better than us? It's embarrassing to say yes, but but when you go through the examples, actually they are much regulated and happy. We are the people who have so many tensions, right? Last week we were discussing. Ant finds its food everywhere. Elephant also finds its food everywhere nearby, but the human has to go to America to find its food. Isn't it? So life is so simple for animals and birds. We have complicated it. They don't have any financial recession. I think it's going to come now. People are saying. Animals never died of any financial recession, right? No, no rat got a heart attack for any home loan. Because the rat never takes a home loan, it just goes into anybody's house. Right? A rat can have a triplex flat in my own Krishe also. Right? It can first floor is bedroom, second floor is kitchen, third floor is entertainment. Right? But we have to go through so many problems, right? To have anything in life. So animals lead a very much relaxed life as compared to humans. We discussed about it on that. Animals have to, what do humans have animals don't? What animals cannot, but humans can. What is the difference between humans and other living entities, right? So this again, I request you to go through the last recording. I don't want to spend too much time. So this is one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, which explains the difference between animals and humans. Right? Repeat after me. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunam cha samanyame pashubir naranam dharme hi eko adhika vishesho dharmena hina pashuvi samana. Right? So the words itself are so simple in Sanskrit that you can actually understand. Right? Thankfully, we all know Hindi and Telugu and local languages. Very close to Sanskrit, actually, most of the words. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam cha. All these four activities. Samanyam, meaning same. Etat Pashubir. Pashu means animals. Narana. Pashubir Narana. Meaning all these four activities, even animals do. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Dharme hi eko adhiko vishesho. Vishesh meaning special. Eko means one, right? Adhika Vishesho, more than animals, right? So dharme eko adhika vishesho, dharme hina pashu is samana. So only human beings can practice dharma. Animals cannot practice higher dharma. Their dharma is very lower dharma, meaning their dharma is to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. That's all they can think of. They don't do any other activity. You never see animals coming to a basement floor and sitting like this and discussing about it. You never see that. Humans can do that, right? Birds cannot do it. Insects cannot do it. Humans can do it. And we also understood the meaning of dharma. In one word, what is the meaning of dharma? Duty. Dharma means duty. Everybody has different dharma. Can you tell what all dharmas we have? Any types of dharmas? Putra dharma, Pitra dharma, parents' duty, and that's all. Nobody has any dharma doing your work in office? Yes, right? Our whatever our dharma is, you have to do that, right? So there are many types of dharmas. Many types of dharmas are there. But there is also one more highest dharma, is to serve God. Whichever religion you are coming from, you should serve God. First of all, to serve God, what do you need to know? Who is God? Without knowing who is God, how can you serve God? Right? So you need to know who is God. And then you need to know how to serve God, which every religion teaches. Somebody teaches like this, somebody teaches like this. Different ways are there, right? So that's fine. Then once you know who is God and how to serve God, then one of the important activities is how frequently you should serve God. You should do it all the time or sometimes. Huh? We discussed it last week, no? I love my wife on Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. Is that love? No. I do my puja 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Is that puja? It is puja, but it's not real puja. Real puja means you're always worshipping. You're always thinking about, God, in whichever name you call him. Inside your heart, you're always thinking and depending on him. Isn't it? So, ahoityaki aprahihata. Unmotivated and uninterrupted is real love. Unmotivated. You will love me, I love you. That's not love, that's transaction. Isn't it? You take care of me, I'll take care of you. You cook for me, I'll cook for you. No. I'll do some puja, you give me this. I'll do Satyanarayana Vratam, you have to take care of my US visa. Or I'll go to what is that Visa Balaji temple? Chirkur. Literally they changed Chirkur to Visa Balaji now. Right? Chilkur Balaji temple, I'll get H1B visa. Right? Is that puja? No. I'll go to Tirupati, I'll give my hair, and you will have to give my plot back. No, that's not puja. Puja means you are going because you love God. How many of you go to your parents' home for a transaction? You go to you visit your parents' home, go and say, Dad, I've come to you because I need 20% share in that. Do you say like that? No. You go to your mother and tell something like that. Amma, I've come to you because you tell my father, something a transaction. You don't do that. You go to your parents because you love them. Right? Unconditionally you go, unmotivated you go, and always you love them. Right? So that is called pure love. A glimpse of God's love can be seen in parents' love. That's what we say. Before you learn to worship God, first you learn to worship your parents, your mother and father. Right? So, so basically, the highest dharma, we have many dharmas, the highest dharma is to serve God. Right? So here it is being told the only difference between animal and human is to learn how to love God, how to serve God, not how to get things from God, how to serve God. That is the highest dharma. Right? So we discussed on that, and it was actually a homework. I don't know how many of you have learned it. Did anybody learn? Yeah? Can someone pass on the mic to, can you pass on? Come here. Come. Here is our mic expert today. So we'll pass on the mic to everyone. Yes, give to your mother. Should I hide the verse now? Or? No, that's okay.
No, I like.
Please, sir. Haribo, thank you. So one person has done the homework. Is anybody else who has learned it here? Yes, Rohit. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for anybody else? Yeah,
Ahara netrabhe maithunam cha samanyam iti pashuvirnaranam dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesho dharme vyakino pashuvi samana.
Thank you. Actually, it's very easy to learn Sanskrit verses. You can off the mic. Nobody else. You want to try, Madhuri? You learn? She wants to repeat. You want to repeat? Yes, say the first thing. Yes, Haribo. It's very simple to learn Sanskrit verses. I also was thinking when I started, like, can I learn Sanskrit verses? Sanskrit words should not be learned. It should be sung. It should be sung. You never learn Sanskrit by writing it like, ratifying, like it's college courses. Yaad rakho. No. Just keep singing it, humming it throughout the day, and you'll easily learn it. That's the way to learn. Okay? So, you can write down on a small paper, keep it in your pocket, and every time you remember, just remove it and nicely hum it, right? So when I want to learn Sanskrit verses, I create a big scene in my house. For everything, I'll recite the verse. My wife will get some water. Aranida by Maitram, right? I keep humming. At one point, you will just recite the verse. That is how it is learned, right? Yeah. So human intelligence is, we don't want to be a kripana. Kripana means what? Kanjus, right? Who doesn't want to use what he has. You have something nice, but you don't want to use it. That's called kanjus. So what do we have that animals don't have? We have intelligence, higher intelligence. Animals also have intelligence. We have higher intelligence. But when we don't use that intelligence, you are called a kanjus, kripana. I give an example also of that person going up the hill for herding goats. Remember that. Please hear the last lecture. And human intelligence discriminated between what? Good and bad? temporary versus permanent, and freedom versus real freedom. This also we discuss with examples. Okay, so I'll not go through it again. Please hear the last recording. It will just take some time and you will know it. Yeah, so goal of human life, don't waste your time. We don't have much time, right? We don't want to waste. Question without hesitation. This is one of the most important things which is not happening in today's society, and we should start doing it. People don't feel comfortable to discuss any religion because they feel scared that if we ask too many questions, I don't know the answers, he'll think I'm a fool. Right? They are very hesitant to discuss about religion. Why? You should ask questions and learn. Right? You can ask any question on the planet you can ask. I don't believe. Say you can say, I don't believe Hanumanji is a devotee. Prove me. Can you prove he is a devotee? Yes, he can prove. He went to Lanka. Will you go to Lanka for? Huh? He went and he fought, he got. So he hence prove. That is very good. Right? Like that, you can ask any question. Why do you believe that Krishna is God? What is the difference between Vishnu and Krishna? Is there a difference? What is spiritual world? What is material world? Right? What is the difference between Devatas and Bhagwan? Is there a difference between both? Why should I believe in scriptures? You have given me a book, you are asking me to believe. I don't believe this printed matter. You can ask that question. Nothing wrong. See, when religion stops answering questions, it becomes fanatic. It becomes meaningless. Right? You should ask questions. Right? That is what even Arjuna did. Krishna did so much training to make him ready for the war, and he was the only resource available, ready. At the last minute, he said, "I'm not going to go to this project. I'll not do this work. I have my questions." Right? And Krishna did not have backup resource also. Poor Krishna had to sit there and immediately tell Bhagavad Gita, "Arey, don't do this." So he had to do that. But did Krishna say, "Hey, why are you asking questions? I'm God. You should just do what I'm telling you to do"? No, nowhere in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, "Do because I'm telling you." He explains all the answers. Why you should, why you should not, what you should, what you should not. Apply intelligence. We all have been given intelligence. We should not follow anything. We should not follow anything without understanding the meaning behind it. Right? You can ask. Unfortunately, our ancestors also, at least one generation ago, already don't know why they are doing what they are doing. That is the unfortunate part. It's not that, my parents don't know a lot of things. Like I asked my mother, in Hinduism, you put this patti around your big toenail, that silver patti. Right? You put that thing. Have you seen that? When you get married, you put that. What do you call it in Telugu? Metal. Yeah, metal. Right? So I asked her, why do you put that? It's so uncomfortable, you have to literally put it so tight. She's like, no, you have to put it after marriage. That's the answer. Is it a convincing answer? Huh? It's an acupuncture point, no doubt. But for what? Why after marriage only? Why not before marriage? Right? The whole science behind it. The whole, gynec problems that women get. If you just put it tightly there, it will stop. Because that is a point which enables certain things after marriage. Because now you have to have children. Right? You're getting ready to have children after marriage. So that is the point. Before marriage, it's not put. Right? So for everything, why we put a bindi here, why not here? There is a reason why you put, there is Agnya Chakra here, there is a pressing point, especially for women it's needed. So there are a lot of things, for what we do, why we keep earrings here, why not here? Right? Why we keep a nose? Everything has a scientific reason, so you have to ask and learn. And then you will follow it. And then tomorrow somebody comes and asks, but why are you doing this? I'll tell the answer. This is the reason I'm doing it. There is a health reason, there is a religious reason. So religion is not something that you believe which doesn't have any meaning behind it. Right? There is a very good reason. Why you rotate agarbatti in the house? To kill the corona bacteria. I'm not kidding. There are different bacteria. Corona came now, but there were thousands and millions of bacteria which came in the past. But we should not do agarbatti, what we have right now. We should do dhoop batti, made of cow dung. Right? That if you burn, it actually doesn't remove oxygen. It adds more oxygen and it removes all the bacteria outside. Everything there is a reason why you do what you do. So you're going to get all these quiz questions. Right? Anyway, so this is not the main topic. Bhagavad Gita is not teaching why you should use Bhagavad. But I'm trying to tell that you should learn to question and learn to get the answers. In this sessions of Bhagavad Gita, I want everybody to ask questions without any hesitation. Because question can never be wrong, answer can be wrong. Is that true? Can you tell anybody that question is wrong? No, question is a question. Bhaiya, mera question ye hai, so you tell me. Where's the answer? Answer can be wrong. That can happen. Yeah. Find out who is the authority. We spoke about it. Where you should go and ask that question, not from any aragara person. Somebody who speaks from Shastra. Somebody who opens a book and he shows the verse from where he's answering. Right? Unless somebody can refer to a verse, don't listen to that person. Simple. You don't want to get cheated? Just go to a guru who will open the Granth. You shall see here it's written here. Because Granth is a word of God. What even we write is not a word of God. Can you tell me why we cannot write Vedas? Only Vedavyas wrote down the Vedas. Can we also write down Vedas? I wrote some topic. I don't like to eat ice cream with topping. I wrote a book on that. Does it become Vedas? Why? What is that one thing that is there in Vedas that we cannot write Vedas?
Not certified.
Huh?
Not certified.
Not certified. I certified.
Yes, certified is what is the guarantee that that person who is claiming that I am writing is writing the right way? So who is
But I think that I am writing the right way.
that's you think what kind of who has certified you think?
So what you're saying is right. I'm not arguing. Just trying to get the point, main point out. Why we cannot write Vedas? What did he say?
Right.
We don't have that knowledge to write that too.
We don't have the knowledge. Very nice. Very good. Anybody else?
Connection with the God.
Huh?
Connection with the God.
Connection with God. Yes. But I'll tell you one of the most important thing that is there in Vedas which we cannot write. Everything written in Vedas is good for everybody. It is not good for her, bad for him. He likes it. It's not. Nothing like that. Everything written in the Vedas is good for every living being, not only humans, animals, planets, everything. Can we write something that is good for everybody? Sometimes we can, but many times we can't. Isn't it? How many like pizzas here? We like pizzas. Is it good for everybody? It's good for the tongue. Taste acha hai, but is it really good for them? No. That's why there is no mention of pizzas in Vedas. So the point is, Vedas means something that is good for everybody. Andar kosam edithu manchido ade Veda. That's why human being cannot write Vedas. If you write Vedas, I'll also prove that smoking cigarettes is good. I'll prove. Right? I'll tell you one example. One of my friends, I was working in Satyam Computers long time back, and he started coughing, and suddenly started spitting blood. Little blood was coming out. Then he told, oh my God, I'm smoking. I said, you're smoking, right? One day you're going to see that. No, I'll stop it, but I can't, what to do. Then I immediately took him to hospital. From office only went to hospital. Sikandrabad, there was a hospital called City Hospital, small hospital over there. So I took him there, and we went directly to the ENT doctor. And the ENT doctor looked at him and he said, open your mouth, all that he checked. And then he said, so you smoke? I said, yes, I smoke. How many you smoke in a day? So sometimes, sir, 10, sometimes more than that. Then the doctor told, see, you should not do that. Smoke only one. I was like shocked. What is this, doctor? He's like, smoke only one. Don't smoke more than that. I said, okay, fine. Maybe doctor thinks like that. Then I also wrote some medicines. We came outside. And my scooter was not starting. Bending it and doing all that I was doing was not starting. And while we were doing that, suddenly I saw the doctor came outside the hospital and he lit a cigarette and was smoking outside. No wonder he told smoke only one. So that fellow could justify that smoking is okay also because he has that habit. Huh? Right? That is why human beings cannot write Vedas. Because we all have some faults and we'll try to cover up that faults to satisfy our ego by writing Veda. Do you all understand why now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So find out who is authority. Anybody who writes a book, don't right away start reading the book. Because that fellow can write anything he wants. Like there is a famous writer, what is it? Devdutt Patnaik. He writes on Mahabharata, he writes on Ramayana, he writes on Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't have any guru. He just writes whatever he likes to write. He'll write Sita is like that, he'll write Draupadi is like that, he'll write Bhima is like that. Now he's entertainment. He really like his entertainment. But is he writing the truth? He's not writing any truth. He's just interpreting whatever he wants to interpret. Right? You know, recently one person, he read one of another such writers. Many writers are there, like I don't want to name or defame anybody. But you know, there are writers, you know, this person read that book and he came and told, you know why Krishna had the Mahabharata war? You know why? Why? Because he wanted a person from his Yadu Vamsha to rule the kingdom. So what? You know, why would Yadu Vamsha to rule the kingdom? Where do you read it? I don't want to name that author. Very famous author, you know, tons and tons of books out there. Meaning if Pandavas and Kauravas, everybody, finally who became the king? Subhadra's grandson. Subhadra is who? Subhadra is Krishna's sister. And Subhadra's son is Abhimanyu from Arjuna. And Abhimanyu's son is Parikshit. And he was the one who started ruling it. He was so somebody from Yadu Vamsha was needed, so he made all the Pandavas and Kauravas fight and he won. See, even in Mahabharata is bringing politics. And our chief politics is bringing into Mahabharata also. This writer, right? So you cannot believe whatever is written outside. You need to know from whom you are learning it. Very important. If you don't know from whom you are learning it, you will make another Star Plus Mahabharata, right? Or any Mahabharata. I mean, frankly speaking, they've done a decent job, but not everything what they told is right because you have to read scripture. There is a detailed Mahabharata written by Kesar Mohan Ganguly in early 1900s. That person, he actually translated the entire Mahabharata into English. And it is so detailed and big, you know, it's like thick books. This big 4 books are there. I have them in my house. I tried reading them, I kept it aside. But I read through another version of, you know, one level of detail. So many things I was astonished to see. Oh my God, there are so many things which are not true. For example, one of the greatest heroes from Mahabharata is a person who gave away his finger. What is his name? Have you heard of that character? Yeah. There is a Telugu movie also that came out. Veera Ekalavya, Superstar Krishna. He came with that movie. Everybody became fan of Ekalavya. But is Ekalavya really a great person? A lot of people think yes, he is great. Like Karna also is a great person. Many people think, hey, Karna means Karna is great. Actually, some people say Karna is greater than Pandavas also. Because in Star Plus they showed like that. Right? But do you know the background of Ekalavya? Do you know the background of Karna? We don't know because we have not read Mahabharata. We are dependent on B.R. Chopra and Star Plus. Isn't it? Ekalavya, I'll just tell one example so you understand. You know? Ekalavya was coming from the Nishada dynasty. Nishada dynasty means wild, you know, like forest people. And these people, they were supporting Magadha dynasty. Magadha. Magadha's king was Jarasandha, who was a demon, right? Demoniac king. He wanted to conquer the whole world. Now, when Dronacharya saw Ekalavya taking the knowledge without his approval, which is not right? Even to sit here, you are all registered participants, right? Because knowledge has to be given to people who want to take responsibility of the knowledge. You're not going to just take knowledge and go out and do whatever they want. So Dronacharya did not like him taking knowledge without the approval, number one. And second, he saw that he comes from Nishada dynasty, who is going to support eventually Jarasandha. He said, give your thumb out. Right? Now there is a reason why. And who is the person who killed Ekalavya? Krishna. Krishna killed Ekalavya. And he killed before even the war started. Because Ekalavya was a very, very powerful person. Good archery skills also. Without thumb also, he started doing it. But Krishna wanted to make sure that the wrong people are not there in the war. Right? So did this ever come in the Star Plus? The only thing they show is Ekalavya is the greatest disciple of a guru who gave his thumb also. Yeah, he might have done something on the order of guru. You can appreciate him for that. But there is a lot of background to what Ekalavya is. Right? That you should not forget. Like so is even Karna. Karna's previous life, he was known as a demon called Sahasra Kavaja Rakshasa. He got a benediction from Mahadev, Lord Shiva, that he should get kavajas, the kavach, meaning protective armory, which will not allow anybody to kill him. Even Brahmastra cannot kill him. Right? Like that he asked. And how many? Sahasra, meaning 1,000. 1,000 kavajas he got. And after he got that, then he started attacking all the devatas. Lord Shiva always gives this kind of, thing. And then he thinks, who will come and solve it? That's why Lord Shiva is called Bholenath. And Ashutosh, he becomes very easily happy. But he's a great Vaishnava. He does it for a reason. So he gave this thing, and this Sahasra Rakshasa started attacking everybody here and there. And the only way he can be brought down is one person has to, do some number of Ashwamedha yajnas, he has to do, and then he gets a qualification to fight with him and remove a kavach. So in one lifetime, he cannot do more than one Ashwamedha yajna. So then Nara and Narayan Rishi, where Krishna and Arjuna, who appeared as Narayan Rishi, took turns. So one was doing tapasya and Ashwamedha, another one was going and attacking and killing one kavaja. Then again he was coming back, one more was going up. So I'm telling in very summary form. So they were doing that thing which no other humans could do, and one kavaja was being removed. So finally it came to 999 kavajas were removed. One kavaja was remaining. And that time this fellow understood, oh my God, I'm in trouble now. So he started running away. And behind him, Narayan Rishi was following to kill him. And at that time he went to Surya. He went to Suryadev and told, please give shelter to me. And Suryadev, without even thinking why, he told, okay, anybody who comes and asks me shelter, I'll give shelter. And again, the same mistake. After giving the shelter, he asked, from whom you are asking? Narayan Rishi are coming to kill me. Hey, that is my God also. How can I give shelter? But anyway, he gave shelter to you. So then he says, okay, next birth you are going to take, as my son, I'll give you the birth. But that time you cannot avoid facing Naranarayan. So Naranarayan came as Arjuna and Krishna came. And he still had a kavach. Now you know why Karna was born with a kavach, right? Because he still had that thing. And that had to be removed before killing him. So was this shown in Mahabharata? No. So, Karna also has good qualities. I'm not saying he's bad in all ways, but you should know the background. You should know why, who. And so, important thing is to learn anything from a scripture and from a right authority. Right? When we are getting spiritual knowledge, don't get it from any aragara person. Somebody has a big beard sitting in the internet. Don't learn from him. Somebody doesn't have any beard. Don't learn from him. Right? Somebody has a cap. Somebody doesn't have a cap. Somebody has a big tilak. Somebody speaks Sanskrit. Don't learn from him, right? You should. I'll discuss this in fourth session. Who is a guru, and who cannot be a guru? Also, I'll tell you. How to identify a nice joker guru? Also, I'll tell you. Right? So anyway, so learn from authority, human intelligence. Inquire and get answers from authority. When you see a right person in front of you, ask your questions. Don't stop, but don't ask irrelevant questions. Right? Like when Prabhupada, the Acharya, he was sitting in America, he was giving a lecture. One fellow got up and said, sir, why do you shave your head? See, that question is right, but look at the authority sitting in front of you. Right? You can ask more important questions. You don't have to waste his time, your time. Who is the finance minister now? Nirmala Sitharaman. If Nirmala Sitharaman comes to your house, what will you ask? Can you file an income tax return? Huh? Is that what you ask Nirmala Sitharaman? No. She is the finance minister. She has a authority to exempt your PAN number forever.
That's running in my mind.
Right? You should tell, this is my PAN number. Can you put some section and exempt forever? Finish. She can do that. She has that right. She can pass a resolution. This fellow is exempted. How many want your PAN numbers to be exempted? Right? So similarly, when you are sitting in front of Guru, you should not ask silly questions. You should ask the important questions. What really make difference to your life? When you sit in front of Krishna, suppose, for example, in my home, Krishna appears. He just comes walking like this. What are you going to ask him? Why did you come? No, right? Krishna knows that is the reason he's not coming. He comes now, I don't know what people will do. You should not come on Sundays, I'm very busy. That is why Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna knew what questions to ask. Problem in Kali is people don't even know what question to ask. So Arjuna said, okay, I'll take care of that. I'm already asking all the questions. Just learn the question and answer. You'll get all the reasons, of your life, you'll understand. So that's what, we should know. Who is the authority and what to ask from the authority. Otherwise, we are called Kripanas. So human life means this, Prabhu and Mataji. You should ask questions, ask it to the authority and don't hesitate to ask questions. Right? So Bhagavad Gita answers these questions. Many. I will not discuss this, but 5 topics. Bhagavad Gita, by the end of learning Bhagavad Gita, whenever you finish learning, you will learn these 5 topics. What are that 5? Repeat after me. Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. If somebody says, why are you going to Bhagavad Gita classes? Normal question will tell you what people will tell you. You are not that old, right? Why are you going to these classes? Have you heard that anywhere? Yeah? You're not that old, right? I mean, only old people should go to these classes. Right? But contrary, I can see only young people here, which is a very good sign, right? And another thing, people have misconception that if you learn Bhagavad Gita, you'll run away from the house. You'll take sannyas, you'll go to Himalayas, right? I have not gone to Himalayas. My wife didn't allow me to go. So there is no need to do all that. Bhagavad Gita means you should. Did Arjuna go to Himalayas after reading Bhagavad Gita? What did he do? He picked up the Dhanush and he started fighting. Right? So after learning Bhagavad Gita, we all should do our duty even better. All duties. Father's duty, children's duty, employer's duty. Should become the best employer on the floor. Because yes, you have learned Bhagavad Gita. Now you know what is karma. Right? What is dharma? You know that. So you will learn all these topics nicely by the end of Bhagavad Gita. A lot of people think they know it, but they don't know it. You learn it more. What is the meaning of Prakriti? What is the meaning of karma? Right? All these things you learn. So we discussed about what are the real problems of life last week, right? And there was a criteria for that also. So my shirt is very tight. Is that a problem? For me, it's a problem. For you, it's not a problem, right? Or I don't have good breakfast in my home. Is that a problem for everybody? No, your home has a better breakfast. I can come to your home and have it, right? So the point is, how do you define what is the most important problem? Is poverty a problem? Is poverty a problem? It's a problem, but it's not a real problem, right? You should distinguish what is a real problem, what is a normal problem. Poverty is a problem, yes, not a real problem, right? So what are the real problems? What is the criteria? So Vedas explained there are 3 criteria for knowing what is a real problem, right? What are the 3 criteria? Anybody? It is everybody's problem. No one can avoid it. Yes? And no one wants it. I don't want it. It's not like, mujhe chalta hai, I think therefore is okay. Nothing like that. Nobody on the planet can avoid it. Nobody on the planet likes it. And everybody will get it. Unfortunately, right? Yeah, it's everyone's problem. No one wants it. No one can avoid it. Then only it's called as a problem, real problem, right? Now then we discuss what are the problems that actually fit this criteria. Too much traffic near Gachibowli signal. Is it a problem? Very problem. But it's not a real problem. Because that problem is not there in the villages. Isn't it? So let's go one by one. What are the things? Yeah. Repeat after me. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Dukkha doshanu darshanam. Yes. So birth, death, old age and disease are the only real problems. No, Prabhuji, I don't agree with this. Okay, so please go and hear the last session and give so many examples why. Right? So in simple words, how many of you chose to take birth? Lift your hand. You remember discussing with God, I want to take birth in I don't know, in Madhya Pradesh, in Gujarat. I like Khandwa, Dhokla, so I want in Gujarat. Right? Did you think like that? Did you take the decision? Anybody? For anybody took a decision that I should take birth, my nose should be like this, my face should be like this, my color should be like that. Anybody who chose your color? Huh? Your parents? You're literally thrown here. Right? You're thrown. Somehow you've fallen there. And then you were taking, And how many of you have chosen that you want to be Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian? You're not even made that choice, right? So, birth is a problem. You don't know why you're here. And by the way, I also told what are the pains you go through when you take birth, right? In the scripture, it is explained what happens inside the womb, right? 9 months, you're put upside down between bacteria and worms. You are kicking inside, saying, when will I come out? And what is the mother thinking? Just kick her. He's struggling inside. He's like, when will I come outside? So there is a whole explanation in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, ninth chapter. You can go and see, right? Where Kapila Muni is telling to his mother Devahuti. And when some doctors read this, it was astonishing, conversation. That how could Vedas explain something so clearly of what is happening inside the womb? So birth is a problem. Is death a problem? Yes, death also is a problem. Nobody wants to die here. Anybody planning to die? All right. So very natural. Death is a problem, right? So when Mataji was telling last week, I don't think it's a problem. So I asked, can you give your thumb? Nobody wants to give thumb also. Where is the question of giving away the body? And death is a very painful experience. What did I compare it to? 47,000 scorpion bites at a time. Right? That is how painful is death. Why? Because everything will be snatched away. Everything that you have will be snatched away without your permission, without any advance notice, nothing. And when are we all going to die? Really? You all believe like that? You all remember that you can die anytime? Okay. How many of you believe that today you'll go back to your homes? It's too much scary, right? Right? It can happen. This can be a last discussion. I don't know. It can happen. You may not see me next week. I might be gone. Right? It can happen anytime. That is death. But it's a good thing that we are given the forgetfulness about it. I'll discuss about it in fifth session. Don't miss it. Who am I? When I talk about soul, I will tell why we forget also. There is a reason why we forget that we can die anytime. Okay? So we'll discuss that at later time. So is old age a problem? It's not a problem. Come on. Abhi to main jawan hu. Right? Dil, what is it? Dil bachpan ka? Umar bachpan ka, dil bachpan ka. Some movie also came, right? I don't know. Right? Old age is not a problem. I can put a hair dye. Khatam. Okay, well, I'm not old. Right? You can try to cover as many things you want to do, you do. But you are becoming old inside. Your body is deteriorating. Right after 40s, your repair shop, your servicing will start. Until 40s, everything will be fine. I'm telling you. Personal experience. The moment you get into 40s, how many agree with anybody more than 40? One screw will be dila. Every 3 months, you have to go to tile center. And all the time you're wondering what will come out of the report. What disorder will come out. That is called old age. Right? I gave a lot of examples last week. Is disease a problem? Yes. How many like to get disease? Nobody likes to get disease. Nobody went to Tirupati and asked, Balaji, give me cancer. You heard it? No, nobody asked for a disease. But disease come? Does disease come? Yeah. See, in normal discussion, people say, why he died. When somebody died, he said, how he died? And what is the answer? He got a heart attack. Right? So how does death come? Because disease has come. Right? Because disease has come, death doesn't come. Because death came, disease came. Understand the other way of looking at things. Right? We normally think the other way around. We say that heart attack is no. Heart attack is because it's how it's. Right? Your disease is coming because death is coming. Because death is coming, disease is coming. Otherwise, disease will not come. Right? You should understand that. But doesn't mean that every disease will kill you. Diseases are many warnings that get up. Don't live like an animal. Don't spend your life just accumulating money to buy flat, villa, car, and all this. This is not the purpose of life. Right? Don't think your goal of life is to become CEO of a company. You only have limited time. Ask the right questions. Understand how to come out of these problems. These are four big problems. Only a human being can come out of this, right? If taking birth as a human, if you don't know how to solve this problem, then you're equal to an animal, isn't it? You might be a CEO of Wipro or a CFO of, I don't know, Infosys, or a global CIO of I don't know, Microsoft. You can be anything. But if you don't know the answers of these questions, you are an animal. Simple. It's a very, Shastra is very strong. It doesn't look at our designations and positions. You have to ask answers for these questions. There are four levels of intelligence. People, everybody has intelligence. Vedas explain the four levels of intelligence. Number one is most intelligent. Most intelligent person is the one who hears and understands. Right? After bola, samajh gaya main, I will not do this again. For example, if I tell robbery is bad, stealing is bad, okay, Prabhuji, I will not steal. That's called intelligence. Right? But next lowest level is he sees and realizes. Right? So he has to see a robber getting caught by the police and beaten by the police, then he'll say, okay, Prabhuji, I will not steal. Right? Sees and understands. What is the next level of intelligence? Undergoes and realizes. Meaning, I will also steal and try. Right? He'll steal, one fellow will catch, he'll go, I will not do it again. But who is the most less intelligent? Who hears, sees, goes through it, and still doesn't understand. Isn't it? Forgets, again undergoes, right? So how is birth the problem, death the problem, old age the problem, disease the problem? You should just understand the hearing it. You don't have to go through it, right? If I give you cyanide and tell, if you drink this, you will die. No, Prabhuji, I don't do it. I'll try it. I'll see it. I'll realize it. You say that? No, Prabhuji, you told, that's enough. Make it. Doesn't mean it's blind belief. But when you learn from the right authority, you don't have to do more research. Yeah, research is already done. They are telling you what is right. That much is enough. Are you understanding? Yeah? Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. So there are many contradictions in different philosophies, right? Buddhism, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Islam, Judaism, so many religions are there. But all of them reconcile at one point. What is that one point? Death. Truth from Bhagavad Gita. Actually, the ultimate form or format of this body are three. Either you become stool, or you become ash, or you become earth. So whatever this beautiful body that we are, every day morning we get up and kitna acha lagta hai. Mere aisa koi nahi hai. We all go in front of the mirror. We appreciate what we are. Ultimately, what we become after we die? Stool, ash, or earth. How do you become stool? Because stool is really bad. Come on. Simple. Insects will eat your body. And after eating, what do they do? What is that? Stool only, right? Huh? And how do you become ash? When you're burnt. Right? And how do you become earth? And simply, you're like. So whatever that we are proud of, whatever we think we are proud of, what we are, but actually there's nothing to be proud of this, at least of this body, nothing is proud of, right? So why is death a subject not preferred to be discussed in modern society? People don't like to do this. Subha bitha ke maut ke bare mein baat kar raha hai. So eppudu telugulo say eppudu chavu maatadtaru sachinodu. Right? People don't like to discuss about death. But death is a very positive topic. It's not a negative topic. Why? Because you know what to do when death comes. How many of you are preparing for death? Death is going to come, right? Aega nahi aega. Pakka aega. Are you prepared for it? No. Prabhu, anyway it will come, right? What is it to prepare? Really? If I ask you to go to Bhutan, tomorrow morning your flight is to Bhutan from Shamshabad airport. What are the questions you'll ask? What time? Yes. Next. What's the itinerary? Yes. Next. Why? Why? Important question. Why Bhutan? Okay. Next. Somebody telling me, अकेले भेज रहा है. Yes. Next. Can you get Indian food in Bhutan? Yes. South Indian food. Right? Who will receive me there? Where will I stay there? Isn't it? What do you have on this question? Anywhere you go?
How much time will it take?
How much time will it take? Hare Krishna. Intelligence. Right? So the point is, to go to Bhutan, you are asking so many questions. What about after death? Where are you going to go? किधर जाने वाले हो? मालूम है कुछ? किधर जाना चाहिए? Where you should go? Where you should? By the way, do I have a choice? Do I have a choice, or again I'll be thrown, somewhere in some family? Right? Do I have a choice? Yes, you have a choice. Lot of them don't know that. Yes, you have a choice. You can choose what your next birth is going to be. You can choose. That choice is there, right? So that will be explained when we go through with examples. I'll tell you how you choose. I'll tell you how to prove that actually it's happening also actually, scientifically. Right? We'll go through all that. So death is one point where everybody reconciles, right? So, Prabhuji, you told about happiness and you told all problems only. The topic was in search of happiness, and I'm talking only problems, isn't it? But I'm not tired of telling problems. I'll tell 3 more problems. Is that okay? Huh? 3 more problems. Okay. Have you seen the Trishul of Durga Ma? Right? The Trishul represents how many spokes are there in the Trishul? There are 3 more problems. They're called 3 more miseries. Please repeat after me. Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. These are the 3 spokes of Trishul which Durgaji holds. They are also a problem. Again, they also fit into the same category of no one wants it, no one can avoid it, and it's everybody's problem, right? Yeah. So how do you understand this thing? What is that? Body and mind. Problems given by body and mind. Does your mind create problems? How many of your mind is totally in your control? See, till I think we're all proud of our flat in my own Krishe, right? Wherever it is, whichever tower it is. It's very nice flat I'm living. I think this is the best house. Mera ghar, everything you're very happy. You can keep it there. Yeah. So Prashadam has come. I'm the only obstacle between us and Prashadam. I'll finish it very soon. So, is your mind a problem? Yeah. So I was telling we're very fond of our flat. And we're very happy. We're actually happy and peaceful, right? Suddenly, one villa community will start opposite to our house, and he'll start building the villas, designer villas. Suddenly, hey, suno na. Then this is better now. How to sell the flat, go to a villa, and all these things will start, isn't it? So mind is never satisfied. I'll give you 99,999 rupees. Will you be satisfied? So, एक और रुपया दे दो. Let's round it up. That's our mind. Never satisfied. It will always crib about things we don't want. Right? It will always keep giving options. Right? So mind is always a problem. And is body a problem? Yes. Actually, our soul is called Satchitananda. Satchitananda. Sat means eternal. Chit means blissful. Chit means knowledgeable, aware, conscious, and Ananda means blissful, always happy. Sat Chit Ananda. But the body that we have right now is Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Filled with ignorance, right? Not eternal, temporary, and most importantly, Nirananda. Always falling sick. Now is the season for flu. It should start one by one. Right? So everything will keep coming again and again. It will becoming older and older. Oh. Yeah. Issues of the own mind. Right? Everyone thinks I'm crazy. How many felt like that? Everyone thinks I'm crazy. But who is actually crazy? Yeah, you can think about it. No one understands. Anybody spoke this to their husbands or wife? You don't understand. Is there any husband who has ever understood his wife? Or vice versa? Or can he really understand? Let's think about, can he really understand? Even if he wants to understand? Before even answer, do you understand what you are? If I can't understand what I am, how can I expect my husband to understand what I am? Right? We can understand to some extent. Sometimes your God might not understand, what this fellow wants. Right? So, I have 100 reasons to prove that I am correct. My mind always says, I am correct only. Okay, I am correct. Isn't it? That's the nature of relationship problems, right? No one listens to me. Right? This is one of the most important problems everybody has. No one understands me. No one listens to me. Right? The mind gives this kind of problems. You'll be in depression, thinking alternative choices. 33% people in America go to a psychiatrist. Do you know that? And this is a statistic of 90s. I think 95 ka WHO statistic is 33% in America go to a psychiatrist. What does it mean to be a? What does it mean? You want to say it? Yeah. So 33% people. What does it mean to go to a psychiatrist? What does it actually mean? It's a nice way of saying mental hospital. Simple. इसका दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा ठीक तरह से. You go to psychiatrist, isn't it? But in a polished way, we say, I went to my psychiatrist. But actually, it means the thing is not working fine. You need it to be fixed, isn't it? So, one very famous area in Hyderabad is there, known for that. What is it? Erragata. Not everybody who lives there is mental, but there is a hospital that's famous for that, Erragata Mental Hospital. Right? So, just imagine a country where 33% people are going to psychiatrist. And by the way, almost everybody has arms in their house also. Can you imagine living in a country where 33% people are going to psychiatrists and they also have a gun in their house? No wonder so many murders are happening, in broad daylight, in schools, in colleges, in streets, right? And just imagine if 33% people are going to psychiatrists, then after the third person, when a psychiatrist is going to a psychiatrist, isn't it? Just go by number, right? So that's the situation of that case. Huh? For psychiatrists, but I will not go there. I'm fine. In India also it's increasing. I don't know if you know. Many people are becoming psychos. But anyway, so 70% people are affected by stress and anxiety. 12 cases of suicide in one hospital in Mira Road each day. Right? Mira Road in Bombay, right? 12 cases of suicide every single day. They get suicide attempts. You know how much is increasing? So many relationship problems. See, we have such big houses and such big properties, but are we really happy? I know a couple, I'll not name them, shouldn't name them. Stinkingly rich couple. They have built more than like 500 villas. They are big builders. Right? Wife goes in BMW, he goes in a Ferrari. What is wife thinking? When will my husband die? What is the husband thinking? When will this woman die? That is how much they dislike each other. And that is how horrible the house is. Just imagine the children, what they're going through. How much psychiatric problems they're having. How much suicidal tendencies they're having. Right? So what did money give them? What did all this success, so-called success, give them? Nothing. Adhyatmika problems. Right? Problems that come by your mind and body. Right? Adi Bhautika, other living entities giving problems. Right? So can you give some examples? Other living entities giving problems? Coronavirus, yes. Virus, that stupid virus came and changed the whole world, isn't it? Anybody else? Neighbors, right? Every day, if I don't see Telegram every day, but if I see people are fighting like cats and dogs, no reason they are fighting. I mean, there are some reasons, but do you really need to fight like that? Why can't you just go and talk to people? No, I'll not talk. See, when I returned from US, we used to live in my home jewel, and in the second floor we used to live, right? 211, yeah, Pearl Block 211. So in the 111, my children had a friend. What is his name? Abhiram. No, not Abhiram. Tamilian day on this side. He used to come and stay in our satsangs. Anyway, I forgot, it's been a while. So this boy, he used to come and attend satsang in our house. Same. So his parents would not come, but he would come. The boy was very interested. He'll come play with them, sit down. And then sometimes it's 10 o'clock in the night, he's still in our house only. Parents will never call, that, Arey, Sone ka time hai. They're very happy. Our child is outside. So anyway, so he used to be in our house, eat in our house, go to their mother also knows my wife, obviously. At 10:30, my wife will call, can you come? And yeah, you can go and sleep, whatever. So one day I got a call, from the security, from the administration office of my Ujjwal, I got a call. I lifted the call. And the person was saying, sir, can you please lift that sari from your balcony? It is covering the balcony of your neighbor. So what? Then I went to the balcony. My maid, she put the sari, but she didn't put the hook properly. So it kind of slipped, and some part of it was in my balcony, some part of it went in front of the balcony of my neighbor. Right? Now, is that a problem? It's a problem, but she knows me. That woman knows me. Her son eats in my house. We know each other so well. Why she has to call the administrative office, and the administrative office has to call me and tell the sari is going in front of her house? Is this called community living? Right? The same phone that she picks up to ask where my son is, she goes, can you please pull up the sari? It's coming. Yeah, immediately we'll go and arrange. Sorry, we'll put it up. But this is the situation of people today. We can't talk to each other. We only like to complain. Lodge a complaint. Our favorite place is Telegram. Right? Write any trash about anybody. Create a problem for yourself. Right? Is that the right way to live? No. But this is the problem created by other living entities. Right? We'll finish in 10 minutes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, can I have Prashad take some? Yeah? Okay, sorry. Thank you for coming. Yeah. So, the problem created by other living entities. Is there a problem? Yes. So somebody might say, if you go and society pressures, what is your son doing? Big problem.
What's next?
What's next? Right? That's the problem. Did you not invest? Big problem. So why do you free advices? Right? Everything becomes a problem. Right? They'll just create new problem. Pressures at work. Same job, 15 years. Is that a problem? Actually, it's not a problem. But because somebody asked, it becomes a problem. Isn't it? You start thinking, really? I should shift my job? I should not stay in the same job for a long time? Problem created by others. You never traveled? You never went to one side? Right? Or worst case, ask anyone. So normally, I'll tell you what happens when you go and ask people, sir, do you have a problem? They say, nah, I'm cool, man. Dude, I'm absolutely fine. Just speak for some more time, right? Just standard answers. No, I'm cool. There's no problem at all. After 60 minutes, ask. Then he'll tell you, actually, then he'll start. Isn't it? If not anything, mosquito is a problem. That will always be there. Right? Come and bite you. So mosquito also forms from a Adi Bhautika. Meaning other living entities giving you problem. What is the first one? Adhyatmika. Meaning my own mind and my own body. What is the next one? Adi Bhautika. So other living entities give you problem. What is Adi Daivika? Adi Daivika means natural problems. Right? Too much heat, too much cold, twisters, tornadoes, right? Earthquakes. Right? These all are problems. But can you avoid them? Do you want them? Will they come? Yes. Yes. So we all fall into that category. So Mother Durga is holding these three problems in her hand. That is why her name is Durga. Dur means difficult. Ga means to escape. So she's holding. How will you escape out of this world? I will not let you. You have to keep rotating here only. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Janma, Mrityu, Jara. Birth, death, old age, disease. Birth, death, old age, disease. Until you surrender to God, you will not go out of this place. Until you become a devotee of Krishna, Until you become a devotee of God, you will not escape out of this place. I will keep you inside only. And even if you make your plans that I want to earn nicely, get a villa, get a house, I'll still give this Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adi Dhyatmika. You'll never be happy. You'll never be happy. That is the job she is doing. She is the gatekeeper of the entire material world. Durga Devi is the gatekeeper of the entire material world. Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Satyaracharam Hetunarina Kaunteya Jagat Vipari Vartate. Krishna is saying, according to my Adhyaksha, in Bhagavad Gita is explained, according to my order, she is functioning. Who is that? Durga. Now, okay, Prabhuji, बहुत हो गया problems, you already told 4 problems plus 3 problems, total 7 problems, right? Now, how do we come out of these problems? Now, what are human beings doing? Are they going to a guru and asking how to solve these problems? First of all, they don't even know these problems. You go and ask somebody, people are so busy these days. You go and stop somebody on the way, near Madhapur Crossroad on Monday morning, who's going on a bike. Sir, stop. What are the problems? You want to learn anything or Bhagavad Gita? Hey, don't disturb me. I have a conference call to go. No, this have to go. Nobody has time only. Everybody is suffering in their houses, but nobody has time to solve these problems. Right? That is the situation of the material world. So, first of all, let us understand what is knowledge. Knowledge to solve this problem. What is the definition of knowledge? Can anybody out here tell what is the definition of knowledge? How do you define anything as knowledge? Something which will help us to see the reality. Yes, very nice, amazing answer. Very, very nice answer. Anybody else? What is knowledge?
Can help to control the problem or reduce the problem.
Something which can help you solve the problems. Yes, control, solve the problem. Anybody else? What is knowledge? Yes, sir. Opposite of ignorance. Amazing. Which removes you from ignorance. Right? That is knowledge. Vedavyas, in the second verse of Bhagavatam, told what is knowledge. Just in 4 words, Vedyam Vastavam Matra Vastu Shivadam Tapa. This is the meaning of knowledge. What is the knowledge? It means the highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. These 4 things is knowledge. Knowledge means it should be the highest truth. Number 1. Vastavam, highest truth. Not any small truth. Right? Ultimate truth. Like it has to be completely true. Whatever you are hearing. If somebody comes and says that person is bad, is that the highest truth? No, it cannot be the highest truth. For you it is. For you he is bad. Right? If somebody says sugar is sweet, is the highest truth? Yes, sugar is sweet. Sugar is sweet. Right? Is fire hot? Yes, fire is hot. This is called absolute truth. Meaning everybody will ultimately come to that conclusion. So that is the highest reality, the highest truth, and is real. Actually, it's real. It's not like illusion. Prabhuji, I think it is like that. Is not knowledge. You think is not knowledge. It should be real. Then only it's knowledge. And third, distinguish from illusion. Like Prabhuji told, it should remove you from illusion. Whatever you're getting, it should remove you from illusion. So I'm in illusion. I'm coming out of illusion. That is knowledge. If that knowledge keeps you in illusion, even though you got the knowledge, you're still in illusion. That is not knowledge. Right? And then finally, for the welfare of all, that is underlined. Underline that. For the welfare of all, that is only called knowledge. I know how to make time bomb. Is that knowledge? No. Because, is it the highest truth? No. It's real. Maybe it's real. Does it take you from illusion? No. Maybe if you die, you're out. Maybe, I don't know. But is it for the welfare of all? No. So we should focus our energies on getting knowledge. Only get some things which are good for everybody. Don't hear to the knowledge which are bad for some people. Right? So knowledge means that which removes you from. So our Vedic culture means even a poor man is satisfied. Modern culture means everybody is unsatisfied. Right? So knowledge means that which keeps you away from diseases, that which keeps you away from falling sick. Why do we say Ayurveda? We say Ayurveda. What is the meaning of Ayurveda? Veda means? Ayu means lifespan. knowledge which increases your lifespan is called Ayurveda. Simple, right? Is that knowledge? Is Ayurveda knowledge? Yes, because is it for everybody's welfare? Yes, it is, right? But we think knowledge is very different. For example, if there are a lot of hospitals coming up here, is it a good place to live or a bad place to live? Now you are thinking, he's trying to trap me by this question, right? If there are a lot of hospitals, see, one friend came to me and said, hey, I'm buying this villa in Tellapur, I said, very nice. So what did you like there? Hey, you don't know? Yashoda is coming, Apollo is coming, Care is coming, Sunshine is coming. So is it a good thing or a bad thing? Isn't it? You're exactly thinking opposite. Right? If so many hospitals are coming to that place, means what? That place is filled with whom? Diseased people. Isn't it? Where there are diseased people, hospitals go there. If you see no hospital in village, is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing. You go stay there. You don't have to go to hospital. People don't need hospital there. That is the reason there are no hospitals there. Isn't it? Exactly seeing the knowledge in a completely opposite way. See, this is how the advertisements make a mess of our brain. We see a board, care is coming. Care is coming means bhago yahan se. Because this place means you'll get more diseases. Isn't it? But you exactly see the opposite way. Right? Like that water. How does the water fall? In a water advertisement, pure it. It falls like a waterfall. A digital TV shows the water sprinkling around, and it's a pure drinking water with extra minerals. It will come, and then you think, I should also buy it and keep it in my house. Now, recently, a ruling also came in the Supreme Court. You know that ROs are banned from this country. Right? When we all bought ROs, thinking what? Seeing the advertisement. The stupid advertisement is showing RO is good, RO water. Your pH levels have gone down so much. You are getting knee pains. You know why you get knee pains? Because of the water that you're drinking. When you remove all the minerals from the water, water is thirsty for the minerals. Normally what happens? When you drink water, water goes inside and gives minerals. But when you remove everything from that water, it becomes like distilled water. It will go inside. What will it do? It will search for the minerals. So whatever minerals you have, it will take from your kidney. Real minerals are going out. When you urinate, actual minerals are going out instead of minerals coming inside. And when that happens after a period of time, what happens? At a young age, you start getting knee problems, neck problems, spondylitis problems, this problem, that problem. No wonder you are getting problems because your water is so bad. Right? So what should you do? Go back to the Rama filter. Remember your mother and father had the Rama filter with the big coils. Fit that coil, put that filter inside, put that water, one drop will come. By tomorrow morning, you'll have your water in the bottom. Isn't it? Or even go back to the even older time when your dadi used to boil the water. They just boil the water and soak the water and then take the water. Isn't it? No minerals are lost. The pH formula, pH this, pH, no pH was there. They lived a longer duration than us. Simply by drinking it. But who polluted all your brain? Advertisements. We don't even know what we are doing, isn't it? So the Adhyatmika problem, Adi Bhautika problem, Adi Devika problem, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, people know this, but how are they trying to solve this problem? Through science, right? Anyway, we already saw this. Yeah. But I tell you, many philosophers have come and they try to interpret the philosophy. Like many. There was one philosopher, his name is Charuka Muni. Amazing philosophy. Just beg, borrow or steal. You must eat butter. Never mind. Live happy, eat, drink, and be merry and enjoy. That is a philosophy he has. And that philosophy is there even before Krishna appeared. Very old. Charuka Muni philosophy is very famous. And there is a follower of this philosophy also. He has a big institution in Pune. Famous. You know that? Huh? Ojo, Rajneesh. Follower of this philosophy. Kuch bhi karo. Enjoy. That is spiritual life. Whatever desire you have, you can fulfill. Come and fulfill your desires. That is called Charukmani philosophy, right? And who doesn't want that philosophy? Everybody wants that philosophy. And who went to that institution? Most of them, celebrities, models, right, who have a lot of money, go there and enjoy. That's what they like to do. Nobody is giving spirituality. Real spirituality, nobody is speaking about, right? But everybody want to exploit us. They want to take advantage of us. They want to take advantage of our sentiments. See, one person, my very close friend's cousin, he got converted to Christianity. So I asked him, why did you get converted to Christianity? He was peaceful, has nothing against Christians or Hindu or anything. But why did you get converted? He said, see, I was driving a bike, suddenly it skid. And I fell and I literally was cruising, down, and there was a lorry. And I was going to bump my head to the lorry, but somehow I stopped, and in that lorry back it was written, Jesus is the Savior. So I got converted. Right? There should be a better reason, right? It would have been Hanuman is the Savior, what will you do? You'll get converted back as Hindu? Right? People don't even know why they're getting converted. People don't know what is the meaning of religion. Just for sentimental reasons. You're in a hospital, somebody will come and tell, go and pray here, it will work. You'll go and pray there, that fellow's disease came out, and immediately you'll become converted to that. Right? Tuesday one person, Wednesday one person, Thursday one person. Right? You have so many gods, favorite gods. Right? So people take exploit. One mission is telling, just live your life, enjoy, Anandamaya. Right? That institution has many followers. Are they talking about birth, death, old age and disease? Are they talking about Bhagavad Gita? Are they talking about how to resolve these problems of life? Anna. When you matter, my customers will go away. Right? Unnecessary, I lose a lot of people who come to me. I will not talk all those things. One Baba is telling, do whatever you want to do. Come to me, I will take care of you. Is that a good philosophy? Very good philosophy, right? Do any nonsense you want to do. Baba, you tell. Baba, black sheep will happen. Right? It will work. So that is the most favorite philosophy for me. Hari Bol, isn't it? Very nice, convenient philosophies. One Bhagavan is telling, I am God. Okay, it's a problem for you. You are also God. Right? I am God, you are God. Enjoy. Serve yourself, serve others, serve God. We are all God. Is that a good philosophy? Acha philosophy, isn't it? Many philosophies like that floating around. Is it mentioned in Bhagavad Gita? Show me a verse in Bhagavad Gita. Show me a verse in Vedas. No reference to anything. Right? Next, one Mata is coming. Keep your mind, eyes and consciousness open. Believe in whatever comes your way. You will experience God. Good English. But does it make any sense? And another Mata will come. Come. Gale lagja. Every 1 year, gale lagja. That is my philosophy. And thousands of people go there. But are they learning anything about Bhagavad Gita? Are they learning any realities of life? Have they learned anything? No knowledge. Just follow blindly. Isn't it? I'll suggest one new person. Huh? So, he's a new Baba in Gachibowli. Right? His philosophy is, there is no goal in life because life is goal, and goal yoga Baba. And that is me. Right? You all can come to goal yoga. We do goal yoga. Right? Everybody make a circle. That's our yoga today. I'll tell you, if I keep this board outside, I can become a millionaire. That is the, and who will come? All educated people will come. That is the situation today. People will just exploit you by using their words and techniques. Meditation is a business. Yoga is a business. Nobody will speak from scripture. No opening of scripture. No learning from a guru. Right? And they will call themselves guru. My name is only Guru. Gurudat. Isn't it? Gurudat is a name of an actor, but he is not a guru. But people also believe that. Right? So no one is talking about solving the problems of old age, birth and all that. But science is coming with a lot of solutions, right? Science comes with a lot of solutions to solve this. How do they solve that? That to decrease your age, or what do they give? Hair dyes, or they give these days. They have some injections that you can. Old people can put in their these places. They'll bulge out like young people. Have you seen that? I've seen in US. They shine like anything. Too much shining means ho gaya uska. The old age ka pura cover up ho, right? Face masks. Beauty parlors. My God, there is no better business than beauty parlor. I don't know why people join in Infosys and all that. Just open a beauty parlor. You will have full crowd coming morning till night. Male, female, everybody. Right? Pura cover up maro. Right? Yamadutas once were searching for one lady. They were like, I didn't find that lady. They went back to Yamaraj saying, I didn't find that lady. Yamaraj told, find her in the morning when she gets up. After that, you can't recognize. Even I can't recognize. So that is the problem. So what is science doing? Are the scientific solutions really good? Whatever solution science is giving, are they really good? See, when I lived in America for some time, I used to be astonished looking at tomatoes. Shiny tomatoes. I don't know. Have you, anybody seen abroad tomatoes? Like literally shiny like apples. Chak, 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 chak. भाई कहाँ से tomato? मेरे देश में tomato ऐसा नहीं है. भाई ये tomato is shining also. Right? Then I found out that these tomatoes are completely modified. How they are modified? They want to increase the shelf life of a tomato. See how long does a tomato stay? I have a farm house, we get tomatoes. And the tomato stays only for like 4 days. After it is plucked, within 4 days it will rot. It will become, inside it will rot, outside also it will rot out. Right? But tomatoes in America don't rot for 14 days also. And they keep shining. They want to increase the shelf life. For that shelf life, what did they do? They took the DNA of a fish skin. Fish ka skin was then, they took the DNA of that. And they injected that into tomato's DNA. And what that does, it gives a shiny nature of a fish. And the skin also stretches like fish skin. So if a tomato falls down, it doesn't burst. It just stretches. And it stays like that. So more shelf life, shiny tomatoes. What are you eating? Vegetarian or non-vegetarian? I don't know. Isn't it? You cannot imagine what they have done with food. You know how many people in America, American children are going to autism? It's unbelievable numbers because of food only. Once I was traveling in Southwest Airlines. In Southwest Airlines in America, they give very nice peanuts. I don't know if anybody has had that. But if you have traveled in that airline, they give very nice peanuts. They are more like Indian peanuts, that they put salt and give them like that. So every time I used to travel, get my peanuts first. So they'll give little packets. Once I was traveling, they gave the peanuts. I was going to open the peanut immediately. A siren came inside the plane. Pam, 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 like that. I immediately got scared. What is going on? Is it going to crash? Is the flight going to crash? Pilot told, don't open your peanut packets. I was stunned. What am I hearing? Peanut packets? That kind of siren? He said, yes, don't open your peanut packets. There is a kid who is allergic to peanuts, and just by the smell, he can die. The reaction is so bad, just by the smell of peanut, he'll start choking, reactions will come, and he can even die. They took back all the peanut packets because all the peanuts are genetically modified. They're not normal peanuts that we eat. They're all modified in the factories. Right? So many things happen. I'll give one more example just to prove what science is doing to us. Milk, the milk that you get. Do you really know it's milk or not? You have no clue what you're drinking. Right? In America, they sold a milk saying, okay, we also get packets, right? You read on the packet. How many of you have read the packet of milk? Just next time you get a milk packet, read on that. Homogenized and pasteurized. Nice milk, na? Homogenized and pasteurized. English words, अच्छा लगता है. Indians को English word लगा तो बस feel हो जाए. Homogenized, अरे our milk is homogenized and pasteurized. Do you know what is the meaning of homogenized and pasteurized? Homogenized means it has been boiled in extreme temperatures, boiled and beaten. Pasteurized means again extreme temperatures, cold, heat. Why do they do that? The molecules inside the milk are broken apart. If they don't break, what will happen? Immediately it will start curdling. Milk will start curdling. Natural quality of a milk is it curdles. Right? Within 2 days it breaks. If you don't boil the milk, after it comes out of the cow, it immediately breaks. I have cows. I have personal experience with that. So actually, you don't even need to boil the milk. When you get the milk out of the cow, immediately put little curd, it will become curd. It comes very in a warm, this thing. It's drinkable immediately. But what did they do? They want to increase the shelf life of milk, right? So shelf life of milk means what?
Milk normally it stays for 1 day, but they want the milk to stay in the supermarket for 14 days. So what they have to do? They have to cut that cuddling part. To cut that cuddling part, they have done homogenization and pasteurization. After doing homogenization and pasteurization, what is your milk? Chalk water. It is nothing but chalk water. There is nothing. No protein, no vitamin, it's dead. It's actually dead. Then the FDA, Food Authority of US, they filed a case on the dairy people, saying that milk is an essential commodity for children, for adults also. So how can you do that? There is no vitamins. So then what they did? With added vitamin D. Right? Now you are seeing advertisement. Homogenized, pasteurized, added vitamin D. Aha, what a milk. Right? Then I inquired, what is vitamin D? Where is it coming from? Right? I mean, it has to be something that they mix in the milk, that the milk should not break. Milk is very sensitive. If you put anything extra, it will break. Very, very sensitive, right? So they did so much research on what to put in the milk so it doesn't break. ये ऐसे पालो पगलो नहीं फटेगा तो क्या डालना चाहिए इसके अंदर? You know what they are putting as vitamin D? Sheep skin oil. Sheep is an animal sheep. That skin is there. They squeeze that skin and the oil that comes out that they are putting for vitamin D. That has vitamin D and the milk is getting vitamin D. Now you tell me what are you drinking every day? Is it because that is the only thing that mixes with it and also gives vitamin D. Is this all told in the advertisement? No. And what are you drinking? Poison. And the Jersey milk that you get, most of the 99% milk that you get, I'm not in milk, I'm just trying to tell what science is doing to solve our problems, right? You want to increase our age, so you need to drink milk. When I came back from US, I bought my own cow. I need my milk. My children have to have the right. I'm not going to take from anywhere. I don't trust anybody because they can do anything with the milk, right? They have started doing so many abused milk. When you have to milk the cow, you should do it with your own hands. And one of the complaints that I get from my people who milk is, today the cow is not allowing it to milk. And what do? We don't milk that day. The calf will simply drink the whole milk. The cow doesn't allow that day. It doesn't want to allow. Sometimes it doesn't even allow its own calf. Because the day it's unwell, cow knows that it's unwell. I don't want to give that milk to my calf. It is just so scientific. And what do these people in dairies do? They put sucking machines. And they put it. And it also advertised. Ours is completely hands-free milk. And that is also advertised. And educated fools are thinking, what are they thinking? Homogenized, pasteurized, hands-free also. Now, what is the problem with hands-free milk? What is the problem? When the cow doesn't want to give milk, it still sucks the milk out. And when it sucks the milk out, it sucks the blood, it sucks the pus, it sucks all the infections, everything goes into milk. Yeah. It can have so many problems. You don't even know what you're getting, right? And then you get that milk. And I bet you one thing, you take your milk packet, keep it outside for 3 days. After that boil, it will not break. Because this milk is made for not breaking. So what do you get by drinking that milk or using that milk after a period of time? You go to Baswantaratham hospital, cancer hospital, because that is what is put into those milk, and including our vegetables also. Whatever vegetables that you are getting, are they really fresh? Where are they coming from? Now people have started growing vegetables in their balconies, or they are opening a small farmhouses here and there, growing their own vegetables, because that is. See, what is the use of living in a great house, big villa, and you're eating poison and giving poison to your children? What did science do ultimately? Is science solving the problem or complicating the problem? Complicating. What? See, earlier, farmer used to do one crop in a season. One crop. Then cash-rich farmers concept came, where you can have more than one crop in 1 year. Then farmers started committing suicide also. Right? They were very happy with one crop, but just to make it more like a business. See, cow was a person standing in front of your home. I wrote that question. Why cow stands in front of the house? Have you gone in your villages? If you have visited your villages, when you enter the house, the first thing that you'll see is a cow. in front of the house. Why? Because cow sees who is coming into the house. Cow sees who is living in the house. And cow knows what are your current diseases. Cow knows what are your future diseases. According to that, the cow will go graze what it needs to eat. Ayurvedic plants it will eat. And it will give the milk that will solve your future diseases also. That is the reason cow is a hospital, walking hospital in your home. Right? But people don't know this. Cow urine is a medicine. It's patented by Americans now. Indians say chichi urine. Americans are now distributing it and they're having it. They patented it. Why? Because cow knows what to eat, what not to eat. We can discuss one day only about cow. In the last 4 years I've gained some knowledge. I also didn't know anything. But I'm telling you, science is telling that it is solving problems, but it is not solving problems, it is adding problems. Trying to make everything commercial. I want to grow more. From one plant, how many tomatoes have to come? Maximum 12 or 13 tomatoes have to come from one plant. Today, 100 tomatoes are coming from one small tomato plant. And tomatoes are the same size also. Tomato of the same shape also. If you see shaped out tomato, you don't like it. Ye kya tomato? Go take the tomato because that is natural. Right? But we want shiny tomato, we want red tomato, we want the same size tomato. Obviously, you'll get tomato disease. Whatever, right? So vegetables are going to be natural. You have to know what is natural, what is real. But science is complicating it. Advertisements are complicating everything, isn't it? But anyway, this is a long topic. We'll go forward. Where are we trying to find happiness? How are we trying to find happiness? Anything that is good to my eyes is good. Anything that is good to my nose is good. Anything that is nice to my tongue is good. Happiness through senses. Right? Anything that my senses enjoy is happiness. This is the last slide. Sense gratification is not the source of happiness. For example, eyes. Whatever our eyes shows is really good for us? No. Just because it's beautiful doesn't mean it's good for you. Things that you can see in the internet, they are not always good for you, even though it might look good to your eyes. Right? For example, a moth. What does it see? It sees fire, it gets attracted. Because of its eyes, it gets cheated. It goes, dies in that fire, isn't it? It literally beats the bulb and it dies throughout the night. So are the eyes cheating you? Can eyes cheat you? Yes. Everything that is attractive to eyes necessarily may not be right. Right? Ears, tongue. Is whatever your tongue likes is good for you? I will tell you, if we start eating what is good for our health, you may not like by your tongue, but you will be safe and good. But if you eat everything that is good for your tongue, then you will definitely suffer in life. Definitely suffer in life. Right? A fish gets trapped in its hook because of what? Tongue only. Right? It has so much to eat below, it saw that also. Okay, I want that also. That's how senses trap you, right? Nose, musketeer is a good example. It smells that and it becomes so happy. It is searching after that smell. That musk smell is coming from its own nose only. But it doesn't discover that it goes around, it dies. Musketeer dies. Right? It becomes thirsty, but still it doesn't drink water because it wants to get that, from where that smell is coming. Your nose can cheat you. Your touch can cheat you. Best example is an elephant. Elephant is so much attracted to sex life. It's so much attracted to female. And that is how it is trapped. That is how it is trapped. You know how they trap an elephant in a jungle? You can't go and trap an elephant by chains and ropes. What they do, they make a big ditch. They make a big ditch. And then it is covered by leaves. So it doesn't appear like a ditch. And then a female elephant is brought. Nice looking female elephant. We may not know how it is looking, but a female elephant is brought. And then the male elephant is following that elephant. It is taken around the ditch. The male elephant goes in the ditch. It falls in the ditch. After it falls in the ditch, it is not given food for 1 week. No food, no water. It is allowed to starve. And then it is beaten like anything with sticks. Thapa, thapa, thapa. It is beaten without food and sticks. And the person beating is this fellow, tiny fellow, he'll beating it with stick. And finally, when the elephant is brought out of the ditch, it becomes a servant of the tiny fellow. Right? And it becomes the order taker. Okay, I'll take the order. That is how an elephant is captured. You know how monkeys are captured? Monkeys? Monkey पकड़ना बहुत मुश्किल है ना? It's very difficult to capture a monkey. You know how monkeys are captured? Again, sense gratification, tongue. It wants to eat. So what they do? There is a pot. There is a nice pot. And the whole size of the pot is exactly as much as the monkey's hand. Right? This much size will it fit. They keep a fruit inside it, like a berry or some kind of fruit they'll keep inside. And they leave the pot outside the house. So monkey will come. It will see fruits inside. It will keep its hand. It will take the fruit. After it takes the fruit, the hand becomes bigger, isn't it? It can remove it like this, but it cannot remove like that. So it will hold the fruit. It wants to remove the hand with the fruit. You can nicely get up in the morning, brush your teeth, go outside. Monkey is still struggling to remove the fruit. It will not leave the fruit. If it leaves the fruit, it is free. But see how much it is attracted to the tongue. It doesn't leave that fruit. It doesn't have the intelligence. Just like all of us, we don't leave our habits. Even though we know what is good for us, we will still continue to do the wrong things only. Because the senses are so attractive. No? Our taste is good. It's not good, but they taste good. Okay, once in a while, aaj bhi, kal bhi. So many things that are not good for us, we get attracted to that. Is refined oil good? Once refined, refined. Have you seen oil? Refined oil, advertisement refined oil. Like a waterfall, it is falling smoothly, isn't it? And it sprinkles like water. And sunflower refined oil. Do you know biggest cause of diabetes is refined oil? What our father, probably what your parents used to take, refined oil or filtered oil? Do you know? याद है? घर पे जो तेल आता था, कैसे आता था? डब्बों में आता था? Big dabbas, right? That was filtered oil. Ayurveda says, simple thing I'm telling you, Ayurveda says, oil should be thick, milk should be thin. What are we searching for? Oil should be thin, milk should be thick. Exactly opposite. No wonder we'll get diabetes. No wonder we'll get so many problems. Right? So there is a problem because why oil should be thin? Easy to fry, na? Is fried food good? No, it's not good. But easy to fry. Right? So is ghee good for you? Wow, ghee खाने से मोटे हो जाते हैं. Do you know something? If you have pure ghee, मोटा normal होगा, normal रहेगा. Right? Ghee is a cure for some, but not the ghee that you find in shops. You know how much a real ghee costs? When real pure ghee, minimum 4,500 rupees per kg. That is the cost of pure cow ghee. That comes from a pure cow, like a desi cow. But the ghee that we get outside, scientific ghee, कितना है? 400, 500. कैसे आएगा 400, 500 में? 40 liters of milk, we make ghee at home. 40 liters of milk makes 1 kg of ghee. 40 liters of milk, 1 kg of ghee. Because milk is supposed to be thin, not thick. But we'll get buffalo milk. Is buffalo milk good for us? We'll get buffalo thoughts only. Right? Buffalo milk, manda buddhi. Sote rehta hai hamesha. We'll also become like that. Cow milk gives intelligence to children. Buffalo milk gives good sleep to children. Right? So anyway, there are so many things. Point that I'm trying to make is, we all know the main problems in life. Bhagavad Gita is explaining Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi is a problem. Adhyatmika, Adi, Bhautika, Adi, Daivika is a problem. But how are we trying to solve them? Through science. And science is not going to solve. They're only going to more complicate things. Yes. So what is the real goal of life is to understand a permanent solution for real problems of life, permanent relief from all miseries, and eternal life of bliss, peaceful, and happiness. Right? Now the final question is, for the next session, what is the question? Who created this problem? Isn't it? So tomorrow morning you got up in your flat and you come into the hall, and you suddenly see main door is not there. Huh? Main door is not there. Will you say, okay, chalta hai, let me have my tea? Will you do like that? What will you do? Immediately you call the facility office. Mera main door kidhar gaya? Where is the CCTV footage? Who removed the main door? Isn't it? Isn't it? Who created this problem for me? In the same way, who created birth? Who created death? Who created disease? Who created old age? Who created Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika, Adhyatmika? Who is that fellow who created all these things? I want that person in front of me. Is that true? Or is there such person? Is there such person who has created all this? Does that God exist? If God has created all these problems, does he really exist? Or he is created in your mind? Somebody created a photograph is saying he's Krishna, he's Rama, he's Venkateshwara Swami, he's this, he's that. Is he really true? Does God exist? Right? Is our next session. Sorry, it went a little late today, but I wanted to finish it with, because I don't want again this to go into the next session. But my humble request to all of you, please come early. Keep your alarm, come by 7:30, so that we'll have bhajans for the first 15 minutes. Very important. Don't miss the bhajan and chanting. That sets a consciousness for this kind of knowledge. Okay. And then we start at 7:45, maximum 7:50, and we finish the session and we have breakfast at the right time. I want to finish by 9:30, 9:45. Because some of you have small children, they'll feel hungry also. We'll also feel hungry. Right? And please also bring the spouses, children, everybody can attend this session, especially the next session. Does God exist? I don't know if you have an answer. I never had an answer. But you can scientifically prove that God exists. Right? So, any questions before we wrap up? Anything at all? Was it okay today? Too complicated? Examples were too gross? Please forgive me. Are there any questions? Good example. No, but really we have to think, all that knowledge that we have, whether we went to ISB, IIT, I don't know where we have gone, whether it is CA, MBA or we have to use our intelligence on food, what we are eating, what we are drinking, and how we are living. Everything matters. Right? So thank you very much for your time. We'll sing Narshing Aarti and wrap up. Quickly. So does God exist? Prove it. Yeah, that's our next session. For these questions I'll discuss next session. That's okay. Yeah. Why do we sing Narshing Aarti? We want that Narshingadev who appeared to save Prahlad. We want him to appear and save our devotion. We have very little interest towards spirituality right now. Very little interest. That can drop anytime. It can drop. But we want Krishna to hold that tight. So we continue this journey. We need to get determination to go to this journey. Right? That is why we ask for that protection. Please sing enthusiastically, repeat after me. You'll learn that way, okay? Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashi Purvakshah Shilakantamahare Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha Narasimhamadin Sharanam Patake Tavakara Kamala Varenata Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Avakara Samana Hare Rata, Adbhuta Sindhara, Karita Hiranya Kashipu, Tanu Sundara. Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. भक्त विघ्नाश नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे, हरि 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 बोल. So thank you very much. Sorry, really got delayed today. So please have your breakfast, Prashadam. So just to let you all know, Prashadam is again is pooled up money from the devotees attending, not attending. So we are continuing with this. Prashadam is a very important part of our devotion, because whether ISKCON से ISKCON में निकल गया तो पता नहीं. What goes here, it improves your consciousness. So feel free to contribute whatever you feel like. There is no number attached to it for making this prasadam and distributing. I always order a little more prasadam because I always expect more people to come. There are so many in the group, but I'm not sure there is some irregularity. Some of you are not coming, but please come. And I also order a little more so that even security people can have one good prasadam meal in a every week, because they work for us and they don't have such a great lifestyle to have good food. So at least one way we can help the poor people. Right? So thank you very much once again, and have a wonderful week ahead. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.